I'm here. It's a Saturday afternoon, and yeah, I hope you guys have had a good day. It's a beautiful day outside. So I just snuck out and did a little bit of gardening this morning, and I've snuck back into my craft room. Got some lamb smoking on the smoker for tonight's dinner, and yeah, I thought I'd just sneak back into my craft room and show you guys what I've been working on. I'm going to flip the camera around straight away. Yeah, so I've been playing lots with the fitting florets. And if you received my newsletter yesterday, you would have also received a link to a fabulous video which was made by Stampin' Up. In fact, the women who designed and put together this suite of products, which is now available for customers. So very exciting. If you're here, say hello. Hi, Dev. Good to see you. Yeah, so Fitting Florets is a fabulous new suite which is now available for customers as well as for demonstrators. Demonstrators were able to pre-order it last month, so you can still get it this month. In fact, it's available. Everything in the suite is available while supplies last. There are some items that won't be available in the next mini catalogue, and they are the gold adhesive back swirls. I'm going to show you some cool things to do with those this afternoon. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Looking forward to meeting you in person next weekend. Yeah, and we've got the framed and festive stamp set, which is actually the Christmas greetings that are part of this suite. This is like a little extra stamp set which has a similar font to the framed florets stamp set, but it's just got all the Christmas words in it, which is going to be very handy coming up for lots of crafting that we've got coming up in the coming months. And the Fitting Florets 12 by 12 Designer Series paper, which is also only available for this limited time. So you want to grab those now while you still can. They are available, as I said, only for a short time and only during this promotion. Won't be available in the new catalogue and are only able to be ordered while supplies last. So as of today, everything is still orderable. So get on and place your order for the Fitting Florets suite. Now, one of the things about this suite that is a little bit different is, and I think it's a great change, you will notice that there is a stamp set called Framed Florets, and the matching dies are called by the same name. So this is actually a first for Stampin' Up. I think maybe there have been some suggestions to be a little bit less confusing and less to remember. When we are using our framed floret stamp set, we will be able to grab the matching dies, and they are by the same name. So you'll be able to keep these together and grab them and go to them, yeah, for some really good coordination across all of your projects. There is coordination with some of the papers. So let me just bring the papers in, and I'm going to show you a card that I made. You'll notice that one of the dies in the framed florets dies actually coordinates with our paper. So you can cut out the sprays of flowers, and it actually makes it a lot quicker and easier for you to rather than fussy cutting everything out. So it actually fits the dark pink as well as the light pink. You'll see there's actually a light pink version. So both of these sprays of flowers are able to be cut with the die, which makes putting together something like this card super quick and simple. I only had to fussy cut this spray because that doesn't have the matching die, but this one, I went to my die and I just cut around it, and it was super quick to put together. So this is actually using one of the dies which cuts out both the oval surround, so it cuts out this and it puts a little bit of a perforation around the edge, as well as the inside. And you can mix and match these. You can actually use these on different cards. So if you've cut your surround out using this die, you'll be able to flip it around and use the opposite side. So I've actually used the Thoughtful, I think it's called Thoughtful something bundle. This is a specialty paper that you'll find in our current mini catalogue, and it's got some gorgeous foil designs. It's a specialty designer series paper, and I love that sparkle, that little bit of sparkle. Here I've actually used the same frame, and I'm going to demonstrate this one because it is a shaker card. So what I've done is I've actually cut, I've used the heart oval die, which is from the Frame Florets dies, and I just wanted you guys to know that this only cuts those little hearts out. It doesn't cut an oval shape, it just cuts those little tiny hearts out. I'm going to show you what you can do with them in a second. The other thing that you can do is you can cut out an oval from the inside of those hearts. So I'm just going to do that now, and then I'm going to use that oval as part of my shaker card. And I wanted to just grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I wanted to share a really cool little adhesive with you, which is called the foam adhesive sheets, and they are brilliant if you want to cut out a shape that is going to exactly match your dies. You can actually cut these. You can cut these foam adhesive sheets with any of our dies, and our dies will cut through them like butter. So it means that you've got an absolutely perfect shape to create a little shaker dome. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to cut out the middle. So this is going to be like a little window now. So you'll end up with a bit that is in the inside of that oval. And here's my cut piece with the perforations, and you can see you can use either side of that as well. So I'm going to use this one on another card. I could either use the shiny side or the non-shiny side. I'm going to pop that to the side, but this is what I'm going to make my shaker dome out of. And because I want to have my my adhesive sheets the same shape as this oval, just to go on the underside of it once I've popped my my window down, I'm actually going to cut it out of one of these sheets. So they are double-sided sticky. I don't know if you can see that there. Double-sided sticky. They've got wax paper on both sides. They come in a little pack like this. They're about the size of a pack of dimensionals, so they will fit most of our dies. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this oval out of the die, of the foam adhesive sheet. So here I go. I'm just going to roll this through, and you'll see how easy it is to cut through. It feels like it's going to be too thick, but remember it's foam, so it will actually cut all the way through, and it will squish it down in your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So here we go. We've actually got this. So there's my little oval bit that came out of the middle, and I'll show you on another card what I use that for. But here's the bit that I'm going to use to make my shaker card. Right, so I've got sticky both sides. I've got the wax paper still on both sides. I'm going to leave it, and you can see it's going to fit that exactly because I've cut it with the same die. So how brilliant is that? We can make our own foam adhesive pieces that will fit exactly behind whatever shape we're cutting. Brilliant. Right, I need a window sheet. Now let me see if I can find my window sheet. I did have it on here. Really super easy to lose these. I'm going to cut another window. I actually want it slightly larger than the outside. So I'm actually going to cut a bit that comes out of the middle of this one for my window. Let me just go and grab another bit of window sheet. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. All right, I've got another bit of window sheet. So I'm going to cut it out of this, and what I want is the oval shape. I will get the outside, and I haven't worked out what I'm going to use my window sheets in this shape for. You guys might have an idea for me. Maybe I could colour it with a Stampin' Blend. So it's hard to see that, but I've got the die on top of the window sheet, and I'm just going to run it through my machine. You can hear that creaking and cracking. Hi Melody, how are you going? Good to see you. Okay, so here we go. Here's our piece. Now this is going to be a bit hard to see, but I'm going to punch out that middle. That's my window for my shaker. And what I'm going to do is apply it just to the underside. Now see, this is how perfectly it fits. Don't know if you guys can see that, but see how it's going to fit so that I will be able to stick it. I just get a couple of glue dots and stick it flat against that, that oval. And then I'm going to apply, I'll just grab my glue dots to do that. Glue dots, where are you? Here we go. All right, so what I do for let me just get rid of my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I think I finished with that. So with the glue dots, you will want to pop a glue dot just in about 4 spots on the underside of your oval frame. It's going to become the card, part of the card that you'll see. So about 4 glue dots is going to hold. These are great because you don't have to wait for them to dry. They are fabulous adhesives, especially when you're putting something slippery. So you can see that oval shape there, and I'm just going to plonk that on there. So there's my window, and you can see how perfectly that fits. Everything is just coordinated so well to make a shaker card with these oval dies. I love them. Here is my foam adhesive sheet that I've cut with this die here. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off just one layer, so one side, and I'm going to pop that directly lining up with the Designer Series paper oval. Okay, so there you go. There's my front, and I've got the window sheet immediately behind, and then I've got this layer here. So what I did for my shaker card, which I'm about to show you, very exciting, I actually used a little tip from the video. I've collected all of these little hearts, okay, and I'm going to use this as my background for my card. So I've actually applied it to a piece of cardstock like that, and you can see the little hearts around there like that. Isn't that pretty? But I kept all the little hearts, and what I did was I popped them inside this dome. I cut another window sheet to seal it. So in between the 2 window sheets, we have all of these little hearts that actually come from the outside of that die, okay? And you're not wasting anything. And I've actually done I've stamped a little greeting inside. And of course it had to talk about my heart. Thank you with all my heart. And there is all my little hearts there. So that's a lovely little thank you card. That could even be a Valentine's card. Yeah, it could be a friendship card. You could send that to anybody. But how cute is that? And I love how it's kind of popped up. Thanks, Lisa. I love how it's popped up with that really cool adhesive sheet. So yeah, if you haven't got any of these, have a look in the back of the catalogue and you will see the foam adhesive sheets. And remember, you can cut them out of any die. You can cut any shape out of them, and you can make a perfectly lined up shaker card with all the foam adhesive ready to go in any shape, not just ovals. All right, let me just bring in the one that I showed you earlier. So this is something that we could use the underside of our little oval for, and I've just stamped that straight onto the base card, that greeting, and I told you how I did that. The other little idea I had was I wanted to use up my oval that came out of the middle when I cut it. This is my foam adhesive sheet. So I went ahead and I made a Christmas card. So I'll put that in the frame there and you guys can see. I'll lift it up so that you can see a little bit more clearly. I don't know if you can see that that's actually embossed. I've used some more of that Splendid Day, that's the paper. Splendid Day specialty paper, and that's like in a copper finish. So you can really mix and match this suite. I've cut out some of the leaves from the framed Florets dies. That's part of the suite. And I've used that evening evergreen glimmer paper to cut those out. I've also made some little berries, some little holly berries there. So this is a bit of more of a traditional Christmas looking card. And I don't know if you can see they've been coloured. Let me find my little stash of those swirl adhesives. Where did I put them? I've coloured them in. So they're actually the swirl adhesives. And they are the embellishments that come with this suite. I'll show you a picture of them. And I've coloured them in with my dark cherry cobbler Stampin' Blends to make them look a bit like berries. So they come gold. There they are. Can't find them on my craft table, but there's a picture. But because we've got our alcohol-based markers, you can colour these gold embellishments in whatever colour you like. So I thought I would just darken them up a little bit with a splash of red from my marker, and they look a little bit like berries there. So that's my Christmas version. And that just gives you an idea of how versatile this set is. This suite is just beautiful. I wanted you to remember though that there are some things in the suite that are not going to be available for the whole time. In fact, some of them may even sell out. So the designer series paper, the embellishments, as well as that extra stamp set with the Christmas greetings in it. It's called Framed and Festive. If you want to get everything so that you can match it up and make lots and lots of different cards, I urge you to be really quick with your ordering. You can place your order through my online store anytime, 24/7, or give me a buzz on my mobile, or even email me and I can organize your order for you. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to pop a picture of those up on my page. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to have a couple of people on live. Thanks, Deb. We might be making one of those in Stamp Club, so you can pretend that you haven't seen all of that. I love sharing my passion for papercraft with you all. So thank you for joining us. I'll also post this to my page if you didn't catch us live so that you can watch at your leisure. Thanks for joining us today, and I'll see you again later. Bye.